My last hot take ended up being too hot, but that's the price of being a free thinker.
On the way to giving face,
So actually, I'm kidding. I read the comments from the last video, and I genuinely enjoy some of the nice discourse. Although the internet has historically been a very polarizing area, I think a lot of these comments were very productive in my own opinion formation on issues that have no real worldly impact. If you didn't watch my last video, please do. I talked about men and their very rage-fueled responses to the crashing out of Biba Doobie. I think someone commented that nobody crashed out, which I do agree with, but I mean, Biba Doobie crash out was the trending buzzwords when the situation was referenced, so I refer to it as such. I'd like to start by apologizing for my take on the Haktua meme girl. I got lazy and I failed to do my due diligence before commenting. At face value, what I did say still stands. I think a few people in the comments tried making it a little too much around gender issues, and while that is a component, my main point was with this meme in particular, it can be very damaging to someone's professional life and in turn their social reputation. Now obviously something I didn't know at the time was her capitalizing, or girl bossing as some would say, off of this meme also included her selling rebranded AI apps, even like a crypto coin scam. I'm gonna be honest, I thought she just made money off of merch and TikTok lives. Like, you remember how just a bunch of middle-aged people went on TikTok live and would do like the glizzy overload.
You too. Think of the glizzies.
Or like the Gluck Gluck 3000. I thought that was her brand. But again, I should have done my due diligence in researching that aspect of how she profited off her meme hood, and that is my fault. That is on me. I do think that sometimes in this very lonely era of life, we often forget to apply empathy to others. And in the process of imagining myself in Haley Welch's shoes, I don't think I would have enjoyed being the Haktua meme as much as she did. I already live an indoorsy life as it is. I think waking up from one crazy night out to find out I became like an overnight meme sensation would have left me with way bigger agoraphobia than I currently have now. I wasn't trying to defend women just to defend women, but I do think people really underestimate how detrimental being a meme can be and how much hate even just average people online get. Like, I think my most viewed TikTok had around like 1 million views, and that was enough to get like a whole lot of hate on my shoulders. Like, I believe it counts as a form of social shaming and just people vastly overestimating how much joking around at their expense they can take before crashing out themselves. I already think I handle hate better than a lot of others, and I totally would have crashed out too if people talked about me the way that they do to Biba Doobie, even from before her controversy. And that's just something I really wanted to talk about, so yeah. I mean, I survived white queer spaces. Y'all, it is not a safe space. Unless you on that WMAM thing. Speaking about white queer spaces, I understand from a logical perspective that we as people are more likely to be empathetic and understanding towards people similar to us, so white queer people would obviously gravitate towards other white queer people. And in my case, Southeast Asia. Chào anh, em là con gái miền Tây. So today, let's talk about a Vietnamese creator currently undergoing a lot of backlash, and I'm sure you can guess what my take on this will be.
Who gives a
Clara Dao is a body positive content creator. I didn't have to do this, and I probably shouldn't have, but I took off the audio mostly because I don't know how copyrights work, and I didn't want to risk it, but I also don't want y'all to lose the vibe of this TikTok, so... Louder! 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 You push me back! I push you back! Harder! Harder! Making content generally centered around her loving herself despite being skinny, the current backlash she is facing.
And I only eat when I'm like really hungry.
You can never win when it comes to beauty standards.
It's just extra calorie. And of course, when you keep doing that, you're gonna gain weight.
Let me start off right now before people stop listening and start commenting. I completely agree with the backlash. Nobody should be advertising unhealthy eating habits.
I often don't remember to eat.
The scariest part about the Clara Dao situation is that it might actually affect real world lives. Unlike the Biba Doobie situation, which only affects online male egos, Clara Dao is actively influencing, or at least trying to influence people to follow her eating habits. What eating habits does that include?
This, I really feel it in my stomach. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm hungry. And then I realized that, oh, it's like 7 p.m. and I haven't eaten anything all day. That hunger, I just don't experience it.
She's actively talking about eating less, no snacking, and is actively talking about not eating for extended periods of time if she feels as if she overate in a previous day. Kind of shows that her slender frame, which during the duration of her having a platform was believed to be natural, it might not be so natural and might be the product of something she's actively forcing herself into. As a Viet myself, nothing gets on my nerves more than when someone says this.
I was really shocked when I see a North American portion, okay? You guys' portions are crazy. You guys' portion are like literally 3-4 times bigger than like Asian portion. Or like whenever I go out to a restaurant, I'm like, oh my god, like the plate is this big and like the food is like this much on the plate, and I'm like, oh my god, like this is enough for 4 people. This is enough for like at least 2 or 3 people.
I hear this all the freaking time when I'm just trying to eat. Like, bro, I get it. You're dainty. We all get it. Shut up and let me eat my full rack of ribs because I'm hungry and I'm probably gonna order a few more rounds of ribs. Bro, I will eat your leftovers for you. Don't stress. Just order what you want and eat what you can. You have free will. I swear when Asian people bring up like the US portion sizes, that's pick-me behavior. I don't like it. Do I understand where you're coming from? Obviously. I once went to a barbecue place that let me order meat by the pound, and this guy behind the counter once gave me like a quarter pound of meat, like a quarter pound of something. I think it was like pork belly, and my stomach like almost like full on burst that day. Granted, I had like 5 sides with it, but like still, this was like a huge chunk of meat.
This is me, an Asian, in an all-you-can-eat buffet.
And this big, buffy hunk of a man, though, he was holding it like he was struggling to pinch it together. When he plopped, like, it looked so tiny in his hand, and when he plopped that down on my tray, I was like, oh my god. I was so turned on. You just know those hands would make a boy feel so safe. Afterwards, I went home and I wrote a few fanfiction BL smuts about it. Kind of reminds me of Halton from Baldur's Gate 3, and I'm not even ashamed. I'm not even ashamed. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. Let people enjoy their food. I don't want to hear about how I'm eating so much.
I'm a naturally skinny person. I have never gained weight since my adult life. I've never had to worry about my weight.
And this is one of those things where I know that the shame culture is worse for girls around eating because my sister eats a lot and gets yelled at a lot for it. I join in, but only because I'm her younger brother, and that's just little sibling behavior. I swear, like, too many people who have no business in talking to her at all tell her off about the amount of food that she's getting all the time. And it's like, you don't know her. The fuck? Her thunder thighs could kick your arse so far you're blasting off again like Team Rocket. This is the point I feel like really started the spiral, because in order for someone to be making body positivity, it should be understood that they aren't purposely trying to restrict or overload themselves to the point of maintaining that body. Body positivity is essentially just loving your body wherever it is and as it is naturally, without you putting mental energy or thought into the way that it is. If someone like Clara Dao is actively and purposefully maintaining her skinny body, then it just really removes the positive aspect of it, because at that point it feels more like a backhanded compliment. It's like, ooh, I'm skinny and I love myself, but in case you weren't skinny yet, here's how. It feels wrong. It feels like she's like manipulating people into following her path into skinniness. Regardless of all that, I clearly don't agree with her doing this, but I totally feel like I have to get into defense of Clara Dao simply because the punishment does not match the crime. And that's right, I'm talking about hate train content on YouTube. This has become so popular over the years, and while some still border the line of like genuine commentary or like comedy, and others are just like, you're a horrible person and should just go fall permanently into a ditch.
A massive liar and hypocrite. So like, don't even start. Like, lady, you are literally evil and you're a horrible person. So hope that helped.
I think the creator that received the most clout from the Clara Dao situation is this cute little burb, Coco Crazy. It's just wild to me that some people will really spout lots and lots of loaded words at someone just because they weren't correct about something. And at that point, I just know that you are doing this out of spite. rather than a place of actually caring about the cause that you are so keen on defending online.
I want to just imagine you are a 10-year-old girl. You love this influencer because she makes you feel good about yourself when you watch her shorts. So you see this video, you're like, wait, what? Stay skinny? I guess this influencer that knows everything about body positivity is right. I should click on this video and I should follow her steps.
So if you're a teenager and you're still growing, don't watch this video. This video is not for you. This video is for adults who have already finished growing, okay?
Coco Crazy on YouTube, their niche is, I want to say, calling out people, and I can only describe it as a hate train content creator on this platform. Like, I think going out of your way and making all these thumbnails of, like, other people's faces while you're a faceless YouTuber yourself with the words, like, disgusting, creepy, it's just, this person knows exactly what they're doing. They're hoping to genuinely ruin the lives of the people that they are talking about. There is no room for growth. They aren't asking these people to be better. There's not even any jokes or comedy in it. It's just plain old attacking words and a big ol' "you're canceled" stamp. I disagree with Clara Dao as well, but here's something people are forgetting, y'all. She's advertising this lifestyle to you because she is literally living this lifestyle. She isn't being fake. It isn't hypocrisy. It's genuinely how this girl goes through life on a daily basis. That is at the very least deserving of some empathy, right? And she is Viet. The diet culture in our community is just awful. Like, you are damned if you eat and damned if you don't. There's genuinely just no winning. This mindset is something I see very often within the Vietnamese community. People will have to eat to be polite, but also maintain a slender frame, or else risk being body shamed. And like I said, being pointed out and humiliated socially is never a good feeling. And within the Viet community, from the ones I have been a part of at least, social shaming is a very normalized thing. So Clara Dao is doing all the right moves to, like, circumvent all these shaming obstacles.
So the first habit is I don't eat when I'm not hungry. That hunger, I just don't experience it. You guys, portions are crazy. I don't like the feeling of being stuffed. But after that, like, intuitively, my body just kind of know and not eat so much the day after. One day I consume like 2,500 calories or 3,000 if I'm like really stuffing myself. The next day, I just like don't think about food at all. Also don't like overly sweet stuff. I have one bite and I'm like, that's too sweet. I don't like it. And then I don't have it. I'm like, oh my god, you're so skinny, like eat more, you're so lucky you can eat anything. Like, that message, and also of course what I tell myself, become my self-concept.
She barely eats but listens to her body. She stays skinny by calorie counting, but still lets herself overindulge, even if it means starving herself the next day. It's a sad but very common reality I've seen one too many people fall into. So do I think Clara Dao is disgusting or creepy? No. I feel like people forget that in making normal people famous and giving them platforms, that these are all very still fallible people. They are all flawed humans like us, even celebrities, except for Lady Gaga. Everyone is flawed and has their own inner demons. It's just when people with no or little PR training get platforms, that their viewers, who have been socially conditioned into believing that there is a perfect type of people and that type of person are the only people that can become household names, when they see like influencers who aren't reflecting those personalities, they wig out.
Being an adult's the worst. You think it will open doors for you, but as soon as you actually try to open one, everyone on the plane starts wigging out.
And do I believe Clara Dao should get help and stop promoting this? Yes, of course. This isn't very healthy, and her content hasn't been the same level of positivity as it was when it first started out. And that's fine. I think Clara should really just take some steps back, look at the bigger picture, and hopefully pursue a little bit more education and things like this, especially because she seems like a very intelligent and caring person. Like, she's a little misguided, but she's still trying, you know? But as for Coco Crazy, just a genuine warning, I know you have found your niche on YouTube, and that is a very difficult thing to do. Like, that takes talent, or that takes charisma.
It's super frustrating because my video was literally doing better than any other video I've ever had, but YouTube thought it was promoting something I'm not.
But hate train channels never end up well. if you breed a following based on hate and negativity, it's just bound to circle back to you. And we have seen this happen before on YouTube. Nick is Not Green, Young Dumb Honey Bun with Amberlyn Reed and Girl World. Even now, as I'm making this video, like, Coco Crazy is already talking about how yet another creator is disgusting. It's not worth it. I feel like social media in general has a lot of us feeling loopy. I know I am, but the grace we give to one another, even if it's just through a screen, that's what makes us that's what makes us happy. That's gonna be my pursuit of joy on here. Yeah. I don't know. I made that up just now. I suppose it feels very peace and love, but I mean, why shouldn't we? Part of me feels like all the van life hate was just to stop Gen Z from leaving the economy and workforce and just become like doobie rolling, flower crown wearing hippies. But I mean, instead, we're all subject to the terrorists. I don't know. Bye. Bye. Teehee. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. What? Can you tell I grew up on YouTube? Yeah, so can I.